All right, it is Monday, May 13th. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. This is the Charlotte Rink Building Initiative, aka the RBI. We go over our programming if you've never seen this before. But first and foremost, our rink building initiatives to build out more infrastructure for the game of hockey in the greater Charlotte area. I have first on my agenda something that happened a couple weeks ago, so hopefully it's still fresh in your guys' mind. But we had a great connection with the town of Matthews and their Parks and Rec department, and that they hired an organization to basically gauge the interests of different potential parks and rec activities, infrastructure, facilities that they could build out in what's called their master plan over the next 5 to 10 years. And so we were invited to a stakeholders meeting to field questions from the person who's kind of overseeing that process and learning about our needs and what we can offer the community. So I'd love for you guys to share your experience of that. I think we had a great representation, CSHL ourselves. I think we had upwards of 7 or 8 board members, I think, attend that. And that made up probably about 80% of the people on that call. So what was your guys' experience and memory from that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the same things you were just mentioning there, but it was definitely overwhelming. I'm not sure about from their perspective if that's typical or not, but I think it was our group, um, a a woman supporting volleyball, to try to get more beach volleyball courts built. And then I wasn't really sure about the one gentleman. It felt like he was just there representing his business, not so much a particular sport, but more a facility. But I think it was a good starting point with them at least. I know that getting into the Matthews community has been a lot of time invested in that over the course of the last year. So it did feel like that was a step in the right direction to hopefully hear from them a little bit more. Um, I was kind of, I know last year when I first joined, we did Matthews Beach Fest, and I thought that was something we always did. And then when I heard them mention it in that conversation, and it was the first time I heard about it this year, I was like, "Oh shit, I think we might have missed something there."
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but there were a lot of other events that they seem like they take part in that would be a good opportunity for us to.
Yeah, there's more later in the year. Yeah. What about for you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those they've spent a ton of money kind of like developing that area for just other sports, not just like again with all their soccer facilities, which that guy was from, but even talking about they could have 14 soccer fields that are booked full time and it's still not enough to host national tournaments or anything over regional tournaments. I mean, I know a lot of like the multi-purpose rinks in other areas are booked out a lot by volleyball. Like even the Charlotte Sports Center that had a hockey rink when I was like elementary school, middle school, they turned that all into volleyball rinks just because you can make so much more money if you're just trying to like generate revenue from volleyball tournaments and stuff. But I mean, I think it's nice of them that they're kind of like open to at least hearing what we're gonna have to say. You know, we're not just like one or the other. We would be able to bring like youth kids from their community and all of our families there every weekend on both days. And again, it's kind of I think good for us to get across that yeah, we're not just going to be there, use the rink, then leave. Like we're going to go eat the restaurants, we're going to go to like breweries, Carolina beer temples, stuff like that. So I don't know. Matthew still isn't that big where we're bringing 100, 200 people to their like community the weekend. I think it kind of hits both
Yeah,
sides for them from local and then bringing people in.
Yeah. And I just appreciated our opportunity to like share the vision of, and the trajectory of what we can offer. So kind of what you're saying, Chris, like we can bring who we already have. And we're
Mm-hmm.
not really that established in Matthews. We don't have a lot. And like there's a handful of players that
Mm-hmm.
travel to either Ballantyne or Huntersville, but like we can build that out. We've already done it in other communities. So to
Mm-hmm.
have the platform to be able to share that vision, I think was big as well. And I just want to make that point too. Like there's probably several people, whoever watches this, maybe you're not from Matthews, is like, what's the point? Why would we go to Matthews, or I live in Huntersville? I think just kind of farming out wherever we can get regulation rinks. And
Mm-hmm.
by the end of this, the vision is we'll have it in multiple places across the greater Charlotte area. But Matthews is just such a cool community, and I think it'd be great to get in there with those guys. And it seems like they're the ones of all the people that have been most interested for an extended period of time here.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I know like their town commissioner, like or I don't actually exactly know who the town commissioner is, but he follows us and likes all our stuff on our Instagram page too. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's Matthews is but like literally Matthews is exactly where if you look at every other kind of bigger city in this area that has hockey rinks, it's the same exact distance from the center of the city. So
True. Yeah.
it would kind of fit perfect for us. How it does with like Atlanta, Nashville, Charleston.
Were you gonna say something else, Bobby?
No, I mean, think about like people saying why Matthews. I still follow a lot of news from Pittsburgh, and every time I turn around, there's another rink being built. And I'm like, how in the hell is there a rink being built there? Um, it just kind of speaks to the volume of how popular the sport is up there and how it's still kind of still has to grow a little bit here. And I think once it does, I think if one gets built somewhere and they see an amount of influx,
Yes.
it could be a jumping off point.
Yeah, it's just gonna take one. Be like, oh, look at their success that they're having there. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's funny that like the Charleston guys reach out for advice on how to run a league because they have a rink. And then the Wilmington guys reached out 2 days ago to ask for advice to how to build a rink. And it's like, well, we can help with one of those, but not both of them because we're the largest group that still doesn't have one. But
Interesting. I mean, that's a sign that we're doing something right. We're getting attention from other surrounding areas. That's cool. I should put out there what the next step is. I believe there's going to be some sort of maybe even an in-person. They said they're going to meet at a farmer's market, so our group is welcome to show up there and kind of represent or show interest for what we're thinking about. And then
What was the
also,
date on that, Josh?
I don't know if I wrote that down. Did they have a date on that, or was that something that they were going to get back to us about? I'm gonna check my notes while we're looking here. But there's definitely a survey coming out that I cannot wait to blast out to all our hockey connections and contacts about just some feedback of what hockey would do. Oh, so that was the other part. We're slotted under like the youth sports category of their master plan. So that was the general gist of why they're including us. So I can't wait for that survey to come to be released, and we'll crush it with all our people. Yeah, I don't have a date here, but it just says a booth set up with activities we can partake in, stuff like that.
Yeah, it
So
looks
maybe
like they have them. It looks like it's every Saturday from April through November.
oh wow, really?
Yeah, which is,
Quite
I
a
mean,
bit.
it's typical. That's Davidson's the same thing.
Gotcha. So we'll keep everybody informed on that. It's just an exciting opportunity, and yeah, shout out to Corey, who's the director of Parks and Rec. He's been like, fielding all our questions. He's interested. He likes hockey, likes what we're doing, and has got us as far as we are with the group that they've hired. So we'll see what happens over these next couple weeks and month or two here. Anything else with Matthews before we jump on? Cool. Next rink building related thing is Mecklenburg County. We did get a verbal or written approval, I guess, but not officially a contract yet for our 2 summer clinic dates at Clanton Road Park. So we'll start to get some marketing out for that. That's meant for our current members, and also some maybe drumming up some new interest in that neighborhood there. The idea being just kind of gauging interest for running a fall league there, and we're going to run our fall league for our 20 division, our 4 to 6-year-old division at Clanton Road Park in partnership with NHL Street. So those dominoes are going to fall in May here, and we'll get that ball rolling. So we'll have those dates and some promo items probably by the next RBI that we got going on here. So super excited about that. And then last RBI related thing before we get into some programming and some updates, but the YMCA. We are so close to locking in a Wednesday night pickup. I know we probably said that last time, but just locking in some final details. Hope to have that for sure before the next RBI here. And then May 20th is kind of what I have circled on my calendar, because that's when we're going to approach, or our contact at the Y is going to approach the executive director about the tile conversation. And we've at least identified some ideal dates, i.e. the month of August, for a tile installation at the YMCA at Morrison.
wait,
So
is that a Wednesday for roller?
let's see here. It's just the next time that our contact is meeting somebody there. That's all.
No,
We have
the pickup.
the pickup. Yes, correct. And
Gotcha.
yeah, we're open to maybe repurposing the occasional one to ball hockey, I believe, but we're going to start out with roller every Wednesday night. Yep.
Yeah, we have way more Wednesdays anyway, so that's perfect.
Right. True.
Yeah.
Just thinking for our southern group.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we'll have some more updates as far as the YMCA is concerned, the next RBI that we connect with here. So and I figured we could lead in to our programming and some of the other successes that we have going on by mentioning the YMCA and our success from May 5th, opening day. My gosh, what a day. It was pretty awesome, I guess, from my vantage point, just the number of people helping out to prepare the rink. We had over a dozen people with squeegees and leaf blowers and shot backs. And yeah, it was just a crazy, awesome, very busy morning, but we pulled it off with so much rain there. And yeah, I want you guys to give your perspectives of that day because it didn't go so hot for the Copperheads. But oh, the platform! Shout out to Jack Ingles building that thing. Bobby, your buddy, doing the announcing, like not having met any of us. I thought he did a great job. So just there's so many good things about that day.
Yeah. I think that the day started out as is this actually going to happen? Because we got there was 3 inches of water on each end of the court. It was like an assembly line of shop vacs just being emptied out over the hillside for quite a while. And we legitimately, I think we started like opening ceremonies at like 12:15 and still kicked off the first game pretty damn close to 12:30. So timing couldn't have worked out any better. Huge shout out to Joe, to Haley, to all 3 officials, and everybody else that kind of helped get it going. Looking forward to June. I'm hoping that we don't have the same type of crap show in the morning. But I do think we should maybe talk about with Andrew just some earlier access to the rink for the games to start. Because even on a muggy May afternoon, it's feeling pretty hot out there. So as we get further into June, it would be wise of us, safety wise, to think about seeing what we can do there.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how James Hotchner played back-to-back games in the sun. Then when the second game ended, was really excited to go drink his water to find out that Jeremy had took his extra water bottles and drank them. So shout out James Hotchner. But yeah, no, I mean it's nice to see everyone out there. You see like Jack builds a platform for Joe to stand on, which Joe's amazing, and then he's digging a hole in the corner so he can sweep water into his hole and pump it somewhere else. So even with one leg, Jack is contributing all over the rink. But
yeah, the platform worked out well, even though I think it almost took 2 people out before the games even started. Being myself and Josh, if it wasn't for Mary helping us lift that, we would have been in bad shape.
Truth. Shout out to Mary Rowe.
Yeah.
Did anybody know that Chris Cookingham's wife had such a good voice? Or
oh my
was that
God,
a surprise?
she crushed the anthem. That was amazing.
I wish, and I'm really disappointed nobody got it on film.
Oh wow, yeah,
hugely. But hey, we're not worried about booking her again back to back. So I was pretty amped up there for the pregame ceremonies, and then had to sit a game out. But all in all, really successful day. I think for the next one, it feels like we've already got some additional people committed to come out and watch. Andrew mentioned he probably would. Folks at 760 said they might try to come down, check it out.
Nice.
So it'd be good to get some other people there. And then afterward, despite tempers flaring a little bit a couple times during the game, people from each team got to go enjoy a couple beverages together and break bread.
Super awesome. And we'll be specific. So June 9th is our next, and that's our final day, right? So just 2 days in Charlotte with all the Charlotte teams. And then by then we'll have had an Apex run under our belt, and we got 2 more plus the playoff. So we'll be there the rest of the season afterwards. But yeah, June 9th, circle that on your calendar. It's going to be beautiful. There's going to be no rain that day, I already know. So
yeah, it'll be nice to not have to stress out the entire week about it.
Yes. Yeah. Just see a good forecast. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
Maybe some clouds.
Yeah.
I wanted to share some things about the adult roller events. There's a couple things coming up. The Sean Mahoski Ironman tournament is coming up this coming Saturday, the 18th. We've already surpassed fundraising goals for the American Brain Tumor Association, which is pretty awesome, but don't let that prevent you from donating. There's links all over the South Charlotte roller hockey page and also the CSHL page. They're going to have a raffle there. Hearing rumors of a signed Rod Brindamore jersey. How about that?
Ooh.
and a free roller season as a couple of the more
Oh,
highly
yeah.
attractive raffles there. What's that?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not
Rob,
Rod's son who plays for the Checkers?
Oh wow, he's got a son
listen,
that plays for the Checkers. I didn't know that.
Rod
That's
might have
funny.
some free time and be able to come because they're going to be knocked out by then too. So
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, Rod might be able to be in attendance.
um, the summer adult season is full. They filled that up within like 24 hours, which is pretty awesome. It's just more of a relaxed atmosphere. If you're on the outside looking in for summer roller, fall league will be right around the corner. It's just they're gonna do a more casual, like a little bit more laid back summer league. It's gonna be hot out there, so. But that is closed, and then I mentioned the pickup, so super close to the Wednesday night pickup. So that's roller. Let's see, as far as I think we shared updates last time about summer adult league. Bobby, we're getting close, right? So just a couple weeks away. Any things to remark on for the season?
No, not really. I think we're teams are full at this point. But sign up for waiting lists if you want. There might be some weekends that you can jump into a game or two. We've got, I guess it's 12 days before the first game. So the first game will be on the 25th. It'll be a very short day, 2 games in a day. That's it. Only 4 teams this season, as you mentioned on roller, a lot more lax. It'll be a mix of teams. We've got Caleb Brownlow as a captain, Chris
Oh,
Ward as a captain,
Mhm.
Bill Evans as a captain, and myself.
nice.
So it'll be some good competition. I mean, Chris, there's a lot of people that signed up that are like the talent level is pretty good actually. Like it gets pretty deep for this season. So I'm really excited.
I think it's kind of what you like want. I mean, I think like you'd say my team's probably the only team without like an elite player on it, but the rosters are fairly deep with like a good mix of new people. So it'll be nice to see like the Haddocks and all them coming out there, the Burns brothers coming back playing in the league. So
Oh, nice.
I got the Haddock trio on my team. I'm stoked.
mhm.
If Craig Haddock is as good as either of his sons, I'm gonna be so happy.
Are these teams are created? Are they online anywhere? Could we see them? Not quite yet.
Not loaded up yet. They should be loaded up beginning of this week.
Okay. And maybe just a shout out to the youngsters too, right? How many people under 18 years old are playing?
There's, I think 3 maybe, 3 or 4. Allison Stockinger, Alex Stockinger. There was
Brian Avila.
Yeah.
Avila, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Elvira, yep.
Sneaky, he's gonna be a stud, Aiden Bento. I don't know if Josh knows Aiden, but Aiden is
Oh, no.
very good. And 18, a freshman at UNC Charlotte. He's gonna play NBHL next year. Yeah, he's very good.
Oh, damn. I love that.
Yeah, he's good. He's definitely good. He talks a lot, but he's good. He communicates very well.
There we go. That's a good way to put it. And I'm just looking at the other ages. 65 is the oldest.
Caleb put himself down as 420. But yeah, 65 is the oldest.
We did split up all the old people this year. No,
There you
no
go.
offense to the old people, but yeah, they are not all on the same team.
Yeah, Sean Colas making his return for a season.
Oh, nice. Good to have Sean back. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
I
new
don't know
names
that
on
he's
here.
played on the new rink yet.
Oh, yeah. Lots of comments on social media, though. Lots of comments from him.
Mhm. Do we know what time we're gonna be able to start those games? Like, are we gonna be able to get out there at 9 or
It's probably 11.
11?
Actually,
11?
11:30 is actually when it's going to start, just so Alan can still partake. But either way, youth will be in the morning. So 11:30.
Gotcha.
It'll basically be like 11:30 to 12:30. Yeah, it's going to be a short day because it's going to be three 12-minute run clock periods, so longer periods. But with only being 2 teams, we're only going to play 2 games in a day.
Oh, there's only 2 teams?
Sorry, 4 teams. 4 teams.
Oh.
14.
4 teams, 2 games in a day.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
the nice thing is if weather does hold us up one week, we can always, run 4 games in a day instead of just 2.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
True. Must
A
be
little bit
hot.
easier to reschedule that way.
Yeah. Cool. Bobby, put you on the spot. Do we have a date for Summer Slapper? Is that still being worked out?
I don't know. people were signing up for tournaments left and right. So I gotta wait and see what I guess people were able to do.
Oh, you mean other tournaments?
Yeah,
Yeah,
un-CSHL affiliated ones.
right.
Honestly, it's going to be tough. It's not going to typically it coincides really well with fall registration, but it's probably not going to be able to. When you think about all the other dates out there, August 4th is the NBHL playoffs. One weekend is the Nashville tournament, and another weekend is probably going to be the Greensboro tournament. So there might be some type of tournament every weekend, and I don't know if that necessarily bodes well for attendance, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So as we get a little bit closer, as we start getting into June, there's maybe an opportunity we slide it up into July. It's not going to be the same type of format as last year with the Under the Lights, as fun as that was.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was all that great. The final game Under the Lights when everything else was in daylight kind of stunk. But
a little shadowy.
Yeah, it's just tough to see out there.
Yeah, hard for the refs to see the back of the net. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, at some point we'll figure it out. No date yet.
Maybe a July 4th. Could that be a possibility? July 4th weekend?
We've already got. See, that's the summer league's already extending into there.
Are you guys playing that weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, stay tuned. We'll have those summer stopper soon. Youth League, waiting to hear final touches on the schedule here. I believe we are moving forward with that. We're transitioning into a committee. We're having interviews. Yes, there's at least 3 that I know of, right? For the youth positions that we post up. So maybe we could use today as a last call if you are interested. Send in your resume or at least your interest to CSHL@charlottestreethockeyleague.org. I mean, there's whatever you want to get involved in. There's youth directors open, but we're also youth committee member, league coordinator, clinic coordinator, whatever your level of involvement or interest is, we will probably find a spot.
Did I hear that? What did Mike Warren apply for?
I want to say league coordinator.
I don't have a vote, but I vote yes for Mike Warren. Mike's the man.
I don't know, Mike. Who's Mike?
He was on Eric's team this year, the Refrigerators.
Oh, okay.
He does some level of NASCAR announcing as his actual job, but Mike is good people.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Was he a big guy on defense? I think I recognize him there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Things will shake out in the next week or 2. I think most things are being scheduled for next week here.
Correct. Yeah, I think LaFont still has to schedule 2 out of 3. I know he's got one of them scheduled.
Yeah.
Circle back to Summer Slapper, just a teaser here. There is going to be a survey going out soon for a vote on something. We are going to be putting a brand new trophy in the mix for the Summer Slapper.
I'm excited.
It's going to be legit. For any wrestling fans, you're going to be really excited. For any non-wrestling fans, at least it's something. There will be an official Summer Slapper annual trophy from here out.
I'm not in the know on this, but I'm intrigued. Cool. Well, and keeping in association with the open positions for youth, also open is Chief Executive Officer. And I think we were trying to take a peek last time, Bobby. Nothing really new coming open this upcoming summer, fall, right?
Correct. It's funny you say that because Cookie and I were putting some stuff together, and I started throwing together all the terms and everything else, and I think we still got a little ways. I think honestly, the next one might be Chris, because it was a 1 year.
Yeah,
I think for the CEO, because I think a lot of people whenever we posted it kind of just got the feeling that the CEO has to do literally everything. And I mean, now Bobby's kind of doing a shit ton of stuff, but are operating without one. So I think it's probably pretty intimidating when they saw how much work Josh did to apply for it. So I mean, we probably should. I need to like recreate kind of like the position stuff and like send it out and things like that. But what are like the actual like day to day like currently like the CEO to actually get done for CSHL?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up because my main goal was to, with the help of everybody, this wasn't just my idea or my implementation of it, but we expanded the board this past summer or this past year. And my goal was to like spread everything out a little bit. So I especially by the end, especially as Bobby came on, I wasn't doing nearly as much as I was. And I was also involved in the youth stuff, which I've passed along. So yeah, maybe we could do some updating. The official, I guess, position of the CEO is kind of create the vision of the organization where we're going, be the representative for key connections. Like, we're getting in good with the Charlotte Checkers, got a couple key, promising relationships there. And then also like the rink building stuff, just kind of act as the face of the organization. So there is a bit of, I think I would say the hands-on stuff is a lot less than it used to be. Like the CEO is helping to run the league and, doing some operational stuff. And I just think with the combo of Bobby and Cookie, like running things as the administration officer, Cookie is, I've been very hands-off or had been for at least a couple seasons there and just kind of helping wherever I was needed. So that's a good point. There's a lot less needed from the CEO as far as like what they're doing. It's more of like representing the organization for these key relationships with what we're trying to do, where we're trying to go. Bobby, would you say that's accurate? What else would you add to that?
No, I think that's accurate. Yeah, for the most part, I think that's accurate. I think that there's probably, I think we got to figure out what it looks like when you start talking about what's the expectation as far as time goes. Because as you're saying it doesn't sound like a lot, but there is, there is some type of time commitment there that probably needs to be said.
Yes, like overseeing of like tournaments, for example. Of course, the operating officer is doing the grunt work there along with some other board members, but like just making sure that things are together, we're organized, we have a raffle, there's we're in giveaways, like stuff like that. It's like it's almost like an oversight of like just making sure all the ducks are in a row. So to your point, there is some time commitment with that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Kind of on that same token, I know that you guys have been going back and forth behind the scenes with like merchandise. Do we have anything that we wanted to share with the group about merchandise?
So the hats that we talked about were ordered. They will be in, I think, in about 6 weeks. We'll be selling those for $35 each. Pretty sick hats. You're not going to be able to just go buy anything like it because it is fully customized with our logo and some little what's the word? Easter eggs on the hat. What about Chris, the Hagen store?
Yeah, so the CSHL Hagen store, it's going to be hosted on like Hagen Custom Sports website. That will be pretty much ready to go. We just have to go through and literally like select all the items one by one that we want on the website, which is it's one of those things. That's why I think last time I said it would take a month to do because it's pretty much just like probably like a 2 or 3 hour sit down and knock it out thing. But yeah, we're gonna have the CSHL store, a roller hockey store, and then a chop store, all hosted on there. And we don't have to order anything in advance, and everything's made like by order, and they just drop ship it. So it'll be nice for us. Gets everything out of LaFawn's hands and stuff. We don't have to spend money up front. But yeah, that's just it. It's a time of me spending a couple hours and doing it, and then having you guys and Haley look over it real fast. And then figuring out like custom designs for some stuff like nicer golf polos, like I know Bobby mentioned for people, things like that. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I mean, there's a plethora of different things they can do for us on that Hagen site. Up to and including if you wanted to get your wife or girlfriend some Chops underwear.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just want to wear it around the house yourself without telling anybody,
Stocking stuffers for this holiday season.
I love
emphasis on the stuffers, but yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I think the last thing would be just like New Jersey's for Fall League. We're planning some special stuff there. That's going to give a better brand image to the entire league. it'll be a lot more similar to what you would see at like any of the tournaments and things like that. So it'll be just a little bit nicer quality and something worth hanging on to, and not necessarily cutting the sleeves off and using as a workout shirt thereafter.
Ooh. And we should be getting the new GoPros tomorrow.
Ooh, that's
So
awesome.
our highlights and videos will now be in 4K.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not going to do 5.3K because it's just going to compress it to 4K anyway. So we're going to do 4K. So there, I might take one of them out and kind of mess around with it on Saturday at the roller tournament. That's Saturday, right? The Sean Mahoski tournament.
Correct.
Yeah. What time does that start?
It's a good question. I'll check the registration real quick, see if there's any indication.
Yeah, just because I want to kind of mess around with some different settings and stuff like that to see what's going to be the best for like bigger style rigs. But yeah, it'll be nice. We'll be able to have that all uploaded, get our highlights from all our teams for NBHL, then use it probably on one side over summer league just so we can kind of keep having CSHL content to post throughout the summer. And then in the fall, we'll be good to go. Everything will be a little bit nicer, a little bit better quality.
Will the comments be in 4K?
I wish that'd be sick.
Like if we're upgrading our video, I want the comments upgraded as well.
They can
If
only
that's-
go up. So
if it's yeah, that's possible. Tournament starts at 9 a.m. and then last agenda item. I don't know if you, Bobby, wanted to mention anything about sponsor opportunities. Sounds like we're kind of gaining the head of steam there, and maybe shout some people out, or if people are watching this and know of other organizations that might want to get involved, what might be a good way to do that?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is to reach out to myself or Chris, and start just understanding what it would mean. I mean, our goal is to be able to utilize these new jerseys as a way to get some easy sponsorship into the league. Talk with a lot of other groups. Cookie, for example, his girlfriend is part of a Ultimate Frisbee group, and they actually make one jersey that they'll use for the entire year, and it's a reversible. But they have some sponsors on that jersey, and when they wear that jersey into that sponsor's establishment, they get like 10% off or something. And that's not necessarily what we're looking for, but what we are looking for is a way to kind of help bring additional funds into the league so that we can make some changes. The cameras, for example, new nets, things like that. But yeah, easiest ways to reach out to myself or Chris or the CSHL at charlottestreethockeyleague.org email address.
yeah, and like the small businesses and stuff, they have to sponsor things anyway, so they're going to sponsor something. So if you know someone, it might as well be us or our league.
Yeah. Really, if anybody knows anybody that works at Beef and Bottle, I would love to land a sponsorship from Beef and Bottle. The team name could be the Beef and Bottles.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Mm.
Popping water bottles.
Mm.
Cool. That's all I had for the agenda. Any final thoughts, guys, before we sign off here?
Nothing.
Nope.
Good stuff. Welcome to summer. Summer is here. Summer's upon us. Our next updates will be a whole bunch of summer events underway. Have fun. Stay dry. Stay hydrated. We'll see you next
Adios.
time.
See you guys.